Hi, Emma. I'm Tamara Griffin with The Athletic. I'm thinking about the aesthetics of that match, and Japan just has a way of making everything look so beautiful. Obviously, the U.S. still ground out a win, but I'm wondering if you could just break down your assessment of the performance today.
I think, first of all, we're playing against a team that have been together the whole month. It showed, especially in the first part of the game, in terms of their connections, But we knew that would happen. And I think in terms of being played in together, they were always going to have an advantage. Soph's first game, it's Trin still coming back. You know, there's still a lot of Kennedy coming in last minute for Emily Sonnet. There's, you know, Claudia Dickey playing, you know, again. So we've still got inexperience as a collective. But I thought once we weathered maybe the early part of the game where we weren't as compact as we needed to be, we made some adjustments to help the team with that. Then I think we grew into the first half. But you have to be really clinical at this level. You know, we score off a set piece, boom, 1-0. We need to go 2-0 up. Giselle's chance at the back post that's the top level. So I think at half-time, I think both teams are outstanding teams. I think second half we started so strongly and so dominant and so on the front foot, score the second, and then we concede against the run of play. And it just shows you how quickly in a football match you can be in complete control. And looks like we're going to go and get the third, and all of a sudden it's 2-1 out of nothing, and momentum shifts. But I think 12 months ago we might have drawn this game. I think the progress is in staying in the game and not conceding a second goal. And you know, they created chances. It was a pretty even game with regards to that. But yeah, I thought we managed the last part, and it's given me some things that I'll sit on the plane now and watch to sort of add for our next level. But it's the test we want, and I'm like so happy to have it because they're an unbelievable team.
Right in the middle here.
Paula Maruri, San Francisco, California, 1010 a.m. Welcome. As a coach, what was the criteria to choose players for this match? Second question, what has been the process of building that identity, chemistry, and consistency in the team? Thank you.
No problem. I think I wanted to put a lot of experience in the first game. That was the first part. So I opted for that. Also, I wanted to play, particularly in midfield, a 6 and an 8 as opposed to a double 6. So getting those combinations right. And I felt that it was the right game to start Soph. I knew she'd probably only play 60 minutes. So, yeah, we have to prepare ourselves for qualifying. And we don't have a lot of windows left. So we need to get some of these players playing back together again. I think it's important. And then the second part is I want to see a different side to us in the second game with a less experienced group and see the progress that we have made in the last 12 months, knowing it's not going to be the first time they've faced Japan, but I want to see the progress since the last time. So I'm very excited for that one.
Anything else for Emma? Yeah, right there. Third row, then we'll come up here.
Hey, Coach. Hadi Barghouti, Spartan Daily, San Jose State. Just how big were the fans today, and just how was the fan experience overall?
You know, it's such a good football stadium. They're tight, it's intimate. You got the biggest open bar in the world, I'm told. So they were noisy and rowdy in a really good way, and I think they helped us in moments where we really, really needed that. So yeah, great experience. Even nice watching the planes take off.
Right up front, and then we'll go in the back, and then we'll come up front. Yep. You can hand it to her, though, right now. Back first. Yep.
Hi, I'm Christian Babcock with the San Jose Mercury News. I wanted to ask you, Claire Hutton, I know a lot of people were hoping to see her. She got in a little at the end. What was the thinking? Just get her feet wet, give her a few minutes. What went into subbing her when you did?
I mean, I can't pick teams based on the cities we're in. Like, I'm a professional, and the players have to accept that we're preparing to qualify for a World Cup. So that is always of the highest order. Of course, if I can get players from the bench, it depends on the state of the game. Claire came into the game because it required something at that moment in time that I felt she could bring, but I don't, always disappoint the fans, but I also am here to do a job.
Up front.
Anika Sauerker, Santa Clara University student newspaper. What's it been like training here at Santa Clara University, especially in a place with a strong history of women's soccer?
Yeah, I said this to Jerry Smith the other day. When I was a young coach, I aspired to be like someone like him, and for what he's done, and training with a backdrop of the names of so many players is naturally inspiring. So I'd never actually been on campus before, so it was nice to experience that. Really felt really welcomed, and it's a lovely playing surface at Santa Clara, and it was nice and intimate because the women's soccer team were training behind us. So it was so great for them to see the next level, and vice versa, players who had been through the college system, seeing the progress they'd made. So great week.
Let's go online to Mr. Jeff Kassouf. Go ahead, Jeff.
Hey, I'm just wondering what you made of Soph's first 60 minutes or so back, and then just more broadly, how you felt the team's ability to break pressure and build out was today.
Yeah, I mean, that's the first time Soph's had to play in a level of game like that since the Olympic gold medal final. Like, no small feat. So I'm proud of her to come into that, and it takes a bit of time to find that rhythm. And I think she gave it everything she could. One of the things I said to her is, she's got to build her way back to it, but I'm really pleased with her. It's a great start for her and something for her to build on.
Pardeep, go ahead.
Hi, Emma. Can you speak about the performance of the Thompson sisters today, particularly Giselle?
Yeah. I mean, I thought it was a fantastic performance from Giselle. As always, I'm going to be balanced as a coach. I think she broke pressure well. I think technically and decision-making and execution, don't think she turned the ball over. I think she's got to score that goal in the first half. That's the top level.
Wasn't that Alyssa? It was
You
Alyssa.
know what? Gooch told me it was Giselle.
Yeah.
You're killing me here. I said, was it Giselle? He went, yeah, it was definitely Giselle.
No, it was Alyssa. But she's got to score too.
Sorry, Giselle.
Yeah.
Lissa's got to score. I think she's got to develop a couple of things defensively. Like, second half, I felt she stepped out in situations where she's got to stay in the back line. Otherwise, it's a lot of running for Kennedy, which it was. So I think there's still work to do. Learning how to stay with the line, not be too deep. But from a defensive perspective, at the highest level, these are details that are going to really, really matter. So I say that because I know she not only is capable of it, but she has to learn these things, because when you play an opponent like Japan, if you watch the goal back, not getting pressure on the service is what's required at the highest level. But overall, I thought she had a really solid game. And Alyssa, I mean, how nice is that? You got your sister playing in front of you, and they're going to die for each other on the field. And I paid them the Roberta Flack song before the game, Back Together, and had a little bop around with them. And they said, this is a nice vibe. And they made me feel really old.
You don't see that song on TikTok.
No.
Yeah.
Back together. They're inseparable.
We're going to finish up with two online. Zaid Itu go, and then Andrew Jones.
Hi, Emma. Zaiditu here. A goal and an assist for Roosevelt tonight in her 100th career start. Can you just talk about the kind of player she is and the impact she continues to have on this team?
Yeah. I think popping up for the first goal was in the right position and had the quality to put it away. It's nice for the team to score from a set play. The second goal, really good play from Giselle, and then a quick pass into Rose, I think it was, and we broke pressure, and again, good decision making to find Lindsay. I think when you play top teams, you need really calm heads, and Rose has that in abundance. It's why she's one of the best players in the world, and I thought she grew into the game second half. I think it took her a while, but I thought she really grew into the game.
Last one goes to Andrew Jones. Go ahead, Andrew.
Thanks, Aaron, and you can never go wrong with Roberta Flack at all. So
Thank you, thank you.
Of course, of course. When you talk about that first goal that you mentioned there in terms of the set piece execution, that message you relayed to Naomi, to Sam, and then Sam's delivery on the back post and putting it right in that danger zone. Can you just talk about that execution and what you saw there?
Yeah, just it's something we've been working on. Like we have to improve our goal scoring chances from dead balls, and I think there's been real progress made by the team this year. But also, we have to be the same in reverse. If you want to compete for the biggest titles, you have to be defensively solid from set pieces. Again, I think it's an area we are absolutely growing in.
Awesome. Thank you, Emma. We are off to Seattle, and we'll see you on Zoom from up there. Thanks, everybody.